So I have a question. In Matthew 16, where it says, where Jesus says to take up your cross and follow me, I am wondering what exactly did he mean by that? Because I've heard people talk about it and say it means that we each have a cross to bear, but that just doesn't sit quite right with me, and I wonder, what do you say?
Well, you said in Matthew 16:24 through 26, if anyone wishes to come after me, Jesus said, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life shall lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake shall find it. For what will a man benefit if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? So, he's talking about following him, Jesus is saying. And how we do that is to deny ourself. And the term for self there is soul. And take up our cross and follow him. And then he said, if we're desiring to try to save our own life, the term there is soul, save our own soul, we shall lose it. But if we lose our soul or deny our soul, for his sake, we'll find it. So he's not talking about sickness, a disease, or people's opinions, or what our reputation looks like, or anything else. He's talking about death. A cross represents death. And it's death to our will compared to God's will. Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane dealt with that, where he said, this is what I would desire. Here's what I would do. And if there's a different way, can we do it? But nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. So when we're talking about taking up the cross, we're taking up a form of death where we will not rely on our own soul life and desires, but instead we will deny those or lay those down in order to receive God's life and his will from our spirit, his spirit moving into our soul, and we find life. We find our soul being saved through that. So it's talking about how we relate to God and how we relate to the world around us and other people and situations where we can either easily live out of our own soul life, our body and soul operating in this world has learned to respond according to the life of the soul and make its determinations by our mind, will, and emotion, rather than yielding those desires, those conclusions, those feelings to the Lord and saying, Holy Spirit, you live in me. It's your life that you've imparted to me. So you live in and through me and transform and save my soul. So we are being renewed then in the spirit of our mind, and our soul is being transformed from one degree of God's manifest presence in us to another, or one degree of glory to another. So this is what he's talking about in taking up the cross. And it's not circumstances and situations we have to just kind of bear up under and too bad, but this is the way it is. No, it's God's will rather than our will. And it actually transforms and saves us and redeems and renews us.